Hello students, welcome to aimstoday online classes. This is a chemistry session. Here we are discussing about the chapter coal and petroleum. In this session, we are going to see about natural gas. Natural gas is a naturally occurring hydrocarbon gas. Yes, it is a mixture of so many hydrocarbons, just like the petroleum and dissolve. It is also a composite of hydrocarbons. We have told what does it mean by hydrocarbons earlier. Hydrocarbons means the carbon compounds containing majorly carbon and hydrogen in them. So this natural gas is also composite of hydrogen gases. Mainly it consists methane. Nearly 85% of this natural gas is made of methane. And there are small quantities of some other hydrocarbons also like ethane around 10%, even propane and some other higher hydrocarbons also means the carbon compounds which are containing more number of carbon atoms in their molecules. Anyhow, these all will come under hydrocarbons. So natural gas is mainly consists of methane. Along with methane there are some other hydrocarbons also. See here, uh, chart also shown the composition of natural gas. Majorly it is made up of methane. Methane means it is a hydrocarbon having formula. Let me write here. Its molecular formula is CH4. So CH4 is a hydrocarbon with the name methane. Anyhow, we are going to learn about these hydrocarbons in higher classes. Just remember now, natural gas is made up of this methane gas. This methane is major component. There are some other hydrocarbons also like ethane, propane, butane, these all. Okay. Where does this natural gas occur for us? From where we are getting this? Natural gas is found in deep underground rock formation as fossil fuel. Yes, just like the petroleum and coal, this natural gas is also considered as fossil fuel because it is also obtained by the decomposition of these dead organisms under the layers of the earth. So it is also found sometimes along with these other fossil fuels like petroleum, and even sometimes it is available in separately only natural gas also. So it is also available under the rocky layer, on the rocky layer under the ground, along with sometimes petroleum and sometimes without petroleum also this natural gas is available. So it is also obtained from the natural dead organisms by the decomposition of these dead organisms. That is why this natural gas is also considered as fossil fuel along with petroleum and coal. In our country, natural gas has been found in Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and even in Krishna Godavari Delta also. Okay, there these natural gas resources are available in our country. So it is also available in deep underground rock formation. Okay, when natural gas is compressed at very high pressure, then it is called compressed natural gas. So this is preserved in cylinders. CNG, simply it is called CNG. CNG means compressed natural gas. So this natural gas available from the earth crust is separated and purified, and then it is compressed at a very high pressure and preserved and stored in cylinders. That stored high compressed gas is called compressed natural gas, simply called CNG. CNG is used for power generation. Actually, it was used only for power generation earlier. Now, it is also used as fuel in transport vehicles because it is less polluting. Yes, not only for power generation, nowadays this CNG is also used for as a fuel for transport vehicles because this CNG is a less polluting gas. What are the chemicals produced when it is burnt? Actually, we are telling this CNG or compressed natural gas is composed of hydrocarbons like methane. The major component of natural gas is methane, as we told. So this methane on burning in the presence of oxygen produces two components, carbon dioxide and water vapor. So there are no other harmful polluting gases from this produced. So we can say it is one of the less polluting gases, less polluting fuels. That is why this CNG, which is also called compressed natural gas, used in power generation. Not only in there, it is also used as fuel for transporting vehicles. The great advantage of CNG is that it can be used directly for burning in homes and even in factories where it can be supplied through pipes. Yes, it is a greater advantage of CNG. What does that means? It can be used in homes and even factories directly with supply of this gas through pipes. Need not to store at homes. It can be directly supplied from the companies to the homes and even factories through the pipes. So in that way it can be used. How we are getting this water, drinking water through pipelines. In the same way, this natural gas also can be supplied through pipes and it can be used in homes as well as factories directly. That is the major advantage of this CNG. Such network of these pipelines exists in Vadodara and some other parts of Delhi also in our country. There they are supplying this CNG gas through the pipes, not only to the factories, even to the homes also. Okay, based upon the usage they charge for that. Anyhow, they are supplying there through the pipes. They can use directly at homes. Petroleum, coal, natural gas. These all are natural resources but available in limited amount. Yes, we are getting these petroleum, coal, natural gas, etc. from the earth crust as natural resources. These are being formed because of the natural actions. We are not creating them, isn't it? They are formed under the layers of the earth in their own naturally. These are called natural resources, but they are limited amount. They are in limited amount. That is why it is necessary to use them with care. So we should not waste them. We have to use them very carefully. We should not waste those because they are limited. After a few years, they might be finished because they are naturally occurring. We cannot create them. We cannot prepare them in the laboratory, and hence they may be finished off after a few years if you misuse them. That is why you have to use them carefully. What are the uses of this natural gas? Where do we use it? Natural gas in the form of compressed natural gas, which we called as CNG. It is used for power generation. Yes, on burning this CNG, it produces large amount of heat energy. By that, they produce power or electricity. So in thermal power stations along with coal, they use this CNG also for production of power. Not only there, it is also used as fuel for automobiles and vehicles. We might have seen these vehicles like autos and buses. There on them it will be written CNG. That means those vehicles are using for their movement this CNG, compressed natural gas, instead of petroleum products like petrol and diesel. They use CNG. There will be a cylinder down to the in that vehicle which produces CNG gas. By that, those vehicles are moving. They use CNG as fuel instead of petroleum and diesel. Okay. It can be directly used for burning and hence finds extensive use at homes, in cooking cylinders, and in industries for generating energy. Yes, so it can be directly used, you know, for burning at homes in cylinders and even in factories and industries also for generating energy. It can be directly used. It is a major advantage of this CNG. It is used as starting material in many industries like manufacturing chemicals and fertilizers. Yes, not only in power generation and cooking at homes, this CNG is also used as starting material in many industries like manufacturing of chemicals and even fertilizers also. So these are the major important uses of natural gas we have seen. But there are some drawbacks also in using these fossil fuels. Let us see what are those. Fossil fuels like coal, petroleum and natural gas etc. needs millions of years to get transformed from dead organisms to fuels. Yes, we told the formation of coal by the process called carbonization, even the formation of petroleum, even the formation of natural gas. These all cannot be prepared one day. They cannot be prepared 1 year. How much time they take? They take years and years of time. Nearly thousands of years they take to convert from dead organisms to fuel. But currently their demands are so high that after few hundreds years there will be scarcity of these resources, so they are taking long time for their preparation, but we are using them in the drastic way, isn't it? So many vehicles have come today to burn these fossil fuels. Nowadays you see how many vehicles are being on the roads. These all vehicle they're using some petroleum products or natural gas for their running. So we are using so much of fossil fuels continuously. Not only there, even at homes also we are using these LPGs, CNG, these all for cooking purposes. Even in industries also they are using these fossil fuels for the generation of power. So in this way we are consuming so much of these fossil fuels daily. But their production is taking years and years of time. So this few hundred years, then few hundred years there will be scarcity of these resources because of this. So burning of fossil fuels adds too much of carbon dioxide to the atmosphere. Thus, fossil fuel causes environmental pollution. Of course, these fossil fuels may not produce harmful gases, but they are producing carbon dioxide gas and water vapor into the atmosphere when they are burnt. We know these carbon dioxide, water vapor are some of the greenhouse gases as we know, isn't it? They absorb the sunlight and keep the earth surface warm. When we produce these large quantity, they store large heat in them, and then the temperature of the earth will be increased. So they are causing global warming. In this way, these fossil fuels and combustion producing some polluting gases which are causing global warming. Okay, in that way, these fossil fuels causes environmental pollution also. As there is more carbon dioxide, it causes pollution. Not only global warming, even it causes pollution also. In that way, these are causing some damage to the environment. Excess level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere creates global warming. Yes, as I told, this excess of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere traps more sun heat and causes global warming. Hence, it is very much important to use these fuels wisely. Yes, we should not waste these fuels. We should not burn these fuels unnecessarily. We have to use them wisely. Let us see here some steps to conserve these fossil fuels. So how to conserve these fossil fuels? Let us see here some of the steps to be followed. Fossil fuels are exhaustible but takes millions of years to renew themselves. Yes, these are exhaustible but they take millions of years to renew themselves because we cannot prepare these in the laboratory. So they have to be renewed themselves. But they are taking years, thousands of years to be renewed themselves. Therefore, it is our prime responsibility to use these fuels situationally. Unnecessarily, we should not waste these non-renewable resources. Moreover, excessive use of these resources pollutes the environment. Not only wasting this, if you use this excessively, they also pollute the environment also, because on burning these unnecessarily they produce excess amount of carbon dioxide and water vapor into atmosphere. So this carbon dioxide causes atmospheric pollution, and these water vapor carbon dioxide also causes global warming also. So we should reduce the usage of these fossil fuels unnecessarily. We have to use them wisely. Okay. Petroleum Conservation Research Association. It is called PCRA. What is that PCRA? Petroleum Conservation Research Association is a non-profit national government agency. It is recommending policies and tactics for conservation of petroleum. So they targeted at descending extensive requirement of oil. So it is recommending, what is that Petroleum Conservation Research Association. It is recommending some policies to us for conservation of petroleum. What are those recommendations given by this Petroleum Conservation Research Association? Let us see here. One of them is, let us switch off the engine of vehicle when waiting on signals or at some other places. So we are moving on a vehicle. We are stopped at certain signals or at some other places where we are waiting for certain time. When you are waiting at certain place like signals and some other places, better to switch the engine off. In that way, we can consume certain fuel. If it is kept continuously on the engine, it will be consuming the fuel, so it will be waste of fuel. So if you switch it off, we can consume a little amount. Maintain the vehicle by regular checking to ensure less consumption of fuel. Yes, if you maintain the vehicle by regular checkup, we can ensure that less consumption of fuel. If you don't check the vehicle regularly, so there might be some problems in the engine, so it may consume more fuel than the regular. So if you maintain the vehicle regularly, if you give a checkup regularly to it in better condition, so engine will consume the proper amount, less amount of fuel only. Otherwise, it may consume more fuel unnecessarily. It will be waste of fuel. Other one, drive at constant moderate speed as far as possible. Yes, if you maintain the constant speed at moderate speed, that also will consume fuel, less fuel. So in that way also we can preserve the fuel, we can conserve the fuel. If you change the speed continuously, that also will consume more petrol or more fuel. In that way also fuel will be wasted. So if you drive the vehicle at constant moderate speed as far as possible, so that will be preserving some fuel. In that way also engine will consume less fuel. Ensure correct tire pressure for low consumption of fuel. Yes, if the pressure in the tires, if it is maintained properly, then also the consumption of fuel will be low. If the tire pressure is even very high or very low, then also there will be difference in the consumption of fuel. If the tire pressure is low, then it needs more fuel for consumption by the engine to move the vehicle. So if you maintain the proper pressure, correct pressure in the tires, that will consume low fuel. Okay, these are the some precautions which we can take. These can be taken, these are precautions and conservation methods can be followed by all the people, isn't it? If you are at a signal, you are waiting for 2 3 minutes, then immediately you can switch the engine off so that you can consume some fuel, you can preserve some fuel. Okay, these are the precautions you can take. Next, CNG, which is called compressed natural gas, often called cleaner fuel. Why it is considered as a cleaner fuel? Let us see here. Natural gas is considered as a better fuel than coal and petroleum because it is cleaner. Yes, it contains mostly hydrocarbons and it is a major component of this CNG. What we told? Compressed natural gas is mainly consists of methane. Not only methane, remaining composition also mostly hydrocarbons. These hydrocarbons they contain carbon and hydrogen only in them. When these are burnt, they produce carbon dioxide and water vapor only as the products. So they release carbon dioxide and water vapor only into atmosphere. So these two are not much harmful. Of course, carbon dioxide may cause some pollution, but there are no harmful gases production when these compressed natural gas is burned. Whereas this coal and petroleum they may contain some other components also which cause much pollution to the environmental gases. So natural gas is a cleaner fuel because it won't produce harmful gases into the atmosphere. This means that it results in less amount of pollution than the other fossil fuels. Yes, natural gas emits 50% less carbon dioxide, sulfur or nitrogen dioxide in the air. Yes, so when compared to petroleum and coal, the pollution caused by natural gas is 50% less than these two, petroleum and coal. So that is why it is called cleaner fuel. However, it is not the best solution as there are better sources of energy present nowadays like solar energy. Of course, when compared to petroleum and coal, it is a cleaner fuel because when compared to coal, coal produces some solid waste also like ash and this all. Not only that, it produces some harmful gas also like sulfur products, nitrogen products. But this compressed natural gas produces only carbon dioxide as a pollutant. In this way, when compared to petroleum and coal, it is somewhat less pollutant, even 50% less than those. But however, it is not the best. It is better than those two, but it is not the best fuel because there are some other alternatives nowadays available like solar energy. Solar energy will not produce any pollutants. It is the best fuel nowadays, isn't it? It won't release any harmful gases. Just it will take sunlight and it will produce energy. So it is the best alternative to these all fossil fuels. Next, alternatives to natural gas. As we told, so one of them is solar energy is one of the best alternative to these fossil fuels like natural gases. Let us see some more here. The gas resources which are not conventional like natural gas are known as non-conventional gas resources. Yes, these are called non-conventional because they are not conventional. They cannot be created in the laboratory again. They have to be prepared themselves. They have to be formed themselves from the nature. But they take thousands of years for the formation. So they are called non-conventional gas resources. Our country has enormous non-conventional gas resources like coal bed, methane, and gas hydrates. These are not in commercial production phase due to the lack of proper technology. Of course, in our country, so many gas resources are there, non-conventional gas resources are there, but they are not in commercial production because of lack of proper technology. So in future, when the oil era is expected to end, so in the future, after few years, after few hundred years, we are going to lack of these petroleum products. Then the only way to meet the energy demands will be by producing these non-conventional gas resources. So then we may get a proper technology to take out these gas, non-conventional gas resources to come into use. Okay. One note here. Can coal, petroleum, and natural gas be prepared in the laboratory from the dead organisms? We are telling these are fossil fuels because these are produced from dead organisms. This is happening by the nature. We may get one doubt here. Can we prepare these natural resource, these fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and natural gas from the dead organism in the laboratory? Can we? No, we cannot. Their formation is a very slow process, and conditions for their formation cannot be created in the laboratory. So they need very high pressure, and they need absence of air. Some bacteria will attack on these dead organisms in the absence of air under very high pressure, and this procedure will take years and years of time. So these conditions cannot be created in the laboratory, cannot be created. That is why we cannot prepare these fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, and natural gas from the dead organisms in the laboratory. They have to be prepared by the nature under the layers of the earth. So they cannot be prepared in the laboratory because the conditions required for them cannot be created in the laboratory. Okay, that is why they cannot be prepared in the laboratory. We have to use them which are prepared in the nature only. So they are very less. We have to use them wisely. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our YouTube channel Aims Today and visit our website aimstoday.in for latest updates and recorded videos. Thank you.